Hey yo, what's up everyone? How are we all doing? Back with a video, not a reaction video. So it's just answering that, I put out a poll, a Q&A about my time in America, and if you guys wanted to hear my opinions on anything, or like if you had any questions in general that you wanted to know about me or anything that you could ask me, and I'd let you know. And I think there's like 39 questions. We'll try and get through some, but if we don't get through them all, I'll just do another video if you guys enjoyed this one. But let's get straight into it because I haven't read the questions yet intentionally. I've seen a few, but yeah, I've tried not to read them, so it becomes as like a genuine reaction. Right. Okay, so the first one. How do you feel about how biased the American mainstream media is? Everyone is either biased for left or right. Okay, so the American media, in my opinion, is slightly more balanced than the UK media. So I know you guys have, you have, and I might get the names wrong, but you'll know what I mean. NSBC, CNN, ABC. From my understanding, they're pretty left wing, especially CNN. From what I've seen and what I watch and what I've picked up on, and Fox is slightly more right wing, although that seems to be changing ever so slightly, especially during the course of this election. But yeah, we don't have a big mainstream right-leaning media outlet. So yeah, media is biased. Everyone's media is biased nowadays, I think. What's the old saying? It's activism, not journalism. I think that's right. I think there's a lot of that. So I wouldn't get too hung up on it just being American. But I definitely do know what you mean. Okay, where are you again? I'm at home. And how were the American girls versus girls in the UK? Oh, okay. Where where was I in America? Okay, so Minnesota for 5 months, and then I'd done like 19 states. The following months, all along the East Coast and the South. How were the American girls versus the UK girls? A lot more confident. Definitely a lot more confident, without a doubt. Over here in England, it's usually on the guy to the onus is usually on the guy to like go initiate conversation and start flirting and talk to him and that. But in America, it's definitely the other way around. Like, girls will feel no way about coming up to you and just flirting or just talking to you in general. Yeah, and they don't hide it either. That's one thing that me and my mates noticed, that my mates being Australian, New Zealand and American, and the American one among us, Adam, he said, yeah, girls are pretty confident over here. And yeah, man, super flirty. And, depending on which state you go to, the accents vary a lot, so that's kind of cool to hear. Like, when I was down in Nashville, I really enjoyed their accents. It sounds weird, but I won't go into any stories that would get me in trouble. But yeah, American girls are cool, man. Obviously, different from the UK girls in pretty much every single way. I couldn't tell you who's better looking, because ones and tens everywhere. Nah, I'm joking. It's just there's good looking girls, bad looking girls, good looking guys, bad looking guys everywhere, and I'm gay, so it's kind of difficult for me to say. I'm not gay. I'm joking. What was something that surprised you when you came to America? Something that surprised me. How many police you guys have? Yeah, the security and the police was the first thing I noticed. I understand that's at an airport and it's post 9/11, obviously, but you guys have a lot of police and a lot of security and everywhere. And that was kind of like the first surprise that come to me. It kind of hit me. It was like, oh, you guys are ready for anything. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. It is kind of intimidating at first. I suppose Americans are used to it, and I've heard, when I spoke to Americans out there about it, they kind of, if they'd been abroad, they've kind of experienced that reverse culture shock, when they've come back and they've realised, Jesus Christ, yeah, we do have a lot of police. They've kind of said, that similar thing. Did Americans treat you okay when you were over here? I hope they were gracious and friendly, not too rude. Tell us the reasons you were here for an extended period. Was it school exchange? Did you have a job here? Which states did you visit? American food. Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't get treated bad at all, man. They were super friendly. I don't think you guys could have been more friendly. Um, but I've heard that's kind of like the Minnesota way. They're kind of like Canadians. They're all super chill and friendly and um, very giving as well. Like they've always got time for you. Um, Obviously, there's always jokes. I've got jokes for them. They've got jokes for me. I just noticed it was Ryan. Shout out to you. Um, Tell us. Okay, so I left sixth form with some with good grades. So sixth form's like our college. I didn't get great grades at like senior school, which is your high school, but then I done really well in further education. But after that, I just really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was working like a part-time job somewhere. Well, a full-time job, but it weren't nothing special. And my dad told me that when he was younger, he used to coach football, and he had the chance to like go to America, and he just never done it, and it's something he'd always regretted. And it kind of interested me, so I started looking into it. And then I saw this thing called Camp America. There's a few different ones like Camp Leaders and USA Today, stuff like that. And I was like, it just asks you to put your skills on there, what you can do. And I'm kind of like an IT guy. I was a software engineer for a little bit after I come back from America. But so I've become the IT guy at camp. But it was kind of like underwhelming, the job that they had for me. So I got out there, and he was like, right, we just need you to set up these computers. I was like, yeah, no problem. So I set them up. Bearing in mind, I'm going to be out here for 5 months. I set them up, and I was like, yeah, what now? And he was like, that's kind of it, really. If one of them breaks, we'll let you know. And I was like, well, what do you want to do for 5 months? And they was like, well, you can play soccer. I was like, cool. And that was it. We kind of done different things, like we done archery, riflery, canoeing, sailing, fishing, all sorts of stuff, man, with the kids. So we lived in like these houses, and it was like 2 counsellors and 6 kids in a bedroom, but each house had 3 bedrooms. So it was like very busy, man, but great times, man. Honestly, really, really good times. But the camp I was at, it was really expensive. I think it worked out. It was like £8,000 a week. Honestly, crazy. Well, $8,000 a week. Ludacris's daughter was at the camp, so that's the kind of money we're talking. Like all very rich kids, and you know, you would have thought that would have translated into the counsellor's pay, but it just didn't. Did I have a job here? Yeah, I was counsellor. Where did I visit? Everywhere. Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, Kentucky. Didn't do Louisiana. Chicago. Yeah, I've already said that. Just loads of places. Honestly, loads. Most of the eastern seaboard, put it that way. I didn't go as far as like New Hampshire and Vermont, but yeah. New York was like the furthest I went north, other than, Minnesota. Okay, did you run into any crackheads, and if so, were you surprised by their superpowers? I didn't. I was under the impression that America didn't really have that much of a drug problem. Are the politics in America as bad as you expected? No. I went in 2015. So this is when Trump was first running. So things weren't that polarised back then. It's kind of chill. Yeah, Obama was still in control, so a lot of people were just kind of content with that. As far as I know there was a growing discontent, but I wasn't really into politics that much back then. I only really got into politics around the time Brexit come about. And well, pretty much immediately as I got back from America when Brexit was happening and Trump was happening. So there was this growing kind of right-wing shift in global politics. I say right-wing, it was just slightly right of centre in my opinion, but yeah. How did it feel to drive on the right side of the road? I didn't drive. Also, when are you coming back to visit the greatest state in the union, aka Florida? Oh man, soon I hope. We used to visit as how the Yankees up north migrate here every winter, so you'll fit right in. Yeah, man. I loved Florida. Florida was great. Florida felt like... That was the only time in America where I felt like I was on holiday. Do you know what I mean? Because it was so chill. I think it's because we had accommodation sorted for like 5 or 6 days, so we haven't got to worry about packing up, moving, flights. You can kind of just chill. The place we stayed at had a pool. One thing that I will say about Florida, man, oh my god. So, as well as the people being mental, I don't know why Florida people are so mental. They're just loud and they're just 6 in the morning, they're up and they're on it. I don't know why. I love it though. Well, it took some getting used to, but I loved it eventually. So I got off the plane at Florida Airport and we got this taxi. I stayed at like, I think it's called the Palms Hotel or something, I don't know. Nothing fancy, nothing like that. Anyway, we got in this taxi. Bearing in mind, it's like 40-degree heat. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Say 80 degrees, I don't know. And probably more like 90, actually. So, you can imagine how hot it is. We got in this car. As soon as we got in the car, this storm come. And it was absolutely pissing down. Like, rain everywhere. Thunderstorms, lightning, the lot. And this was like 10 minutes consistent, right? And then it stopped. And literally, I shit you not, I got out the car 10 minutes later and the floor was dry. I swear to God, man. The sun come back out. Floor was dry. It was sunny again. It was crazy. I've never seen weather like it in my life. Like, we were used to be in the swimming pool and it started raining and we wouldn't even get out. It was like, give it 10 minutes, be alright. And the rain's warm anyway. Unreal. I mean, you're like 2 hours away from the Caribbean and you'd know it's hot. Opinion on American breakfasts. Example, waffles with lots of maple syrup. You know what? Okay, this is a problem that me and some of the foreigners had. As much as I enjoyed this breakfast, like the kind of the pancakes, waffles, all the syrups you mentioned, as good as they taste, they do not give you energy throughout the day, man. Like, see me, I'm a black coffee and a porridge type of guy. That's me. I have a good portion of porridge, oats, stuff like that. And I'm good to see me through. That's one thing I will say about America, man. Like, it's hard to eat healthy out there. I can see why there's a weight problem. I think England's like second in the world for like weight problems. But it's not good, man. Me and some of the other lads, it was tough. Because I feel like the Americans are used to it. Because you drink so much coffee. But I don't drink that much coffee during the day because I eat the right food, if that makes sense. So I've got the energy. But I feel like in America, you guys have shit food and then just get the energy from the coffee that you need. I'm not speaking for everyone, but yeah, as good as it tastes, it's hard to adjust because you just feel tired all the time. Let's see what the people put. People don't have that daily. That's true. That's a good point. I'm from Europe and people always say Americans have pancake breads and burgers. Yeah, I know what you're saying. At camp, we kind of did have that every day. That's the problem. That's probably why we had the problem. But yeah, I understand that everyone has that every day. That's a good point. That's what I mean, obviously. But if so, breakfast. Yeah, you see like a British breakfast, like a full English, like as you'd call it, would be like bacon, beans, sausage, egg, like a normal fry up. But again, we don't have that every day. It's like a Sunday thing or a Saturday thing. Yeah. What stereotypes did you think might have some truth to them? And out of those, which, based in the fact, were totally false? Okay, so 3 minutes, literally 3, 4, 5 minutes after getting off the plane at Newark, I saw like 3 stereotypes right off the bat, and it was hilarious because I thought, Jesus Christ, I'm in a movie. It was like watching an episode of Family Guy. I'm on my own at this point because I'm meeting everyone at Minnesota airport, and I've got a connecting flight from Newark to Minnesota, so I'm still on my own. I get off and I hear him before I see him, and he's just shouting and screaming about something that's gone wrong, and he's got a proper strong New England accent, and I look at him, he's a big overweight dude, and he was just not having a good time, man. And he was talking to this airport lady, and I saw on her name tag it was Officer Gutierrez, and she was like real mean, and I'm like, there's 2 stereotypes right there. Like, you got the mean Latino police, well, not Latino police, you know what I mean, and just the overweight, really obnoxious, like American dude. Oh, it's just hilarious. I thought that's so funny. What the stereotype about America that was false. So there's kind of this stereotype that you guys can be quite lazy, right? I think that's just because you have kind of like, you have so much of everything, but that's the complete opposite. The Americans are so hardworking, And I think that is the reason you have what you guys have, if that makes sense. Like, and I'm talking about the counsellors, like the young counsellors. I was 18 when I went there, when I was in America, so I was one of the youngest there. So like the counsellors, like 20 to 26, and Americans will work day till night, not a problem. Like really, really good work ethic. So that was a false stereotype for me. Tell us the funny story I had when you was in America. I'll probably make a separate video for this because our story would just take up too much time because they're quite long. If you guys want to see that, go like the comment, or I'll just make one anyway. Do you like being called a Yankee? I don't get called a Yankee. Do you wish you visited more locations? 100%, but you know, time and money. My flight home was on the 31st of September, and we finished camp on 28th of August. Yeah, so it didn't have that much time. It was kind of like pick East Coast or West Coast. Do you know what I mean? It was because it'd be too expensive to fly back and forth between the two. Yeah, I wish I would have visited the West Coast, to be honest, because I've lived in a city my whole life, and I kind of wanted to see some natural things. You know, some great natural wonders like the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, stuff like that. And I just didn't because, well, for various reasons, the group of friends I was with went this way and they went that way. I definitely want to go back and see the West Coast though. I actually really regret that I didn't see the West Coast. Like, you know. But yeah, I won't be able to get through all of these today. There's still loads more. If you guys want to see a video of me finishing them off, please like and put in the comments, and I'll do it today if you like and comment like quick enough, if that makes sense. But yeah, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and it wasn't formatted in too much of a weird way where I was just kind of talking at you, and I hope you didn't get bored. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. Please let me know. Peace.